isn't it? So h du. Okay. And what will be the limit of the integration? And you have to write the limit in terms of u. So what will be the u? Lower limit. If x equals to x0, then u will be. Follow. If x equals to x0, u will be 0. X equals to x1. Then what will be the u? X1 minus x0. X1 minus x0 is h. H by h means 1. So do this calculation. y0. Basically, this is simply y0 del y0 are the constant terms. So you may do this integration now. What is the integration? y0 u plus u square by 2 del y0. Isn't it? And you have to put the limit here in u, upper limit 1, lower limit 0. So this value will be, tell me what is y0 plus h is sorry 1 square by 2.
So del y0 into h divided by 2.
So basically this is 1 square. This is u square means 1 square means half. Del y0 means y1 minus y0. That is also you just write down y1 minus y0 because I need only coordinates. Del y0 I am writing y1 minus y0.
H is also here.
H is, you just bring that h outside. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
H you just bring outside. Okay. After rearranging this, you just take half common outside. So h by 2. What will be the inside? Inside will be the y0 plus y1. Okay. Same result you are getting along with the previous what I told you in discussion. You just see this value is nothing but this value. And that is why this is known as the trapezoidal rule. So why it is known as trapezoidal rule? Is it clear? So instead of original area calculation, you are calculating in one interval with the help of 2 points. The joining straight line, what is the trapezium it is built, that area you are calculating. And that is you are thinking or saying this is the approximate or better approximate result or integration value. And that is why this is known as the trapezoidal rule. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now you do have lots. Okay. So nicely you just try to keep all that things in mind and how this formula is built. That is also okay, but simply that things you have to remember. In 2 points, outside h by 2, sum of 2 ordinates. Okay. Sum of 2 y ordinates. Okay. So simply it is, what is the h between 2 elements? That is you may be able to calculate. So outside h by 2 multiply and you just within the bracket you just add these 2 y ordinates, this one and this one. You will get the numerical integrated value, integration value from lower point to upper point. Okay. Now you do have lots of points suppose, and it is asking you to use the trapezoidal rule. You do have lots of points suppose you do have x and y, lots of points suppose x0, x1, x2 up to xn, and corresponding y0, y1, y2 up to yn. So basically your integration you have to do this integration x0 to xn y dx, and it is asking you write down with the help of trapezoidal rule. So what you are doing actually in x0 to xn means n plus 1 points. With the help of n plus 1 points, you do have how many sub intervals? if you will consider x0 to x1 one interval, x1 to x2 another interval, so with the help of n plus 1 points, you do have n sub intervals.
Yes, sir.
Separately, all you just separate all sub intervals x0 to x1 y dx, x1 to x2 y dx. In that way, xn minus 1 to xn y dx. Is it okay? This integration value?
Yes, sir.
So now you just separately use for every interval the trapezoidal rule. What will be the value, approximate value here of this integration, first interval integration? In this interval, interval length is h. So outside I told you h by 2, sum of two y ordinates. So associate to x0 y value is y0, associate to x1 y value is y1, sum of two ordinates. This is the integration value using trapezoidal rule, first interval integration value. Similarly, second interval integration value h by 2. What is the y ordinates? Associate to x1 y1, associate to x2 y2. Isn't it? I am using here is also trapezoidal rule. So in this way, if I will write the integration value in approximate way in this interval, last interval, it will be h by 2 yn minus 1 plus yn. Okay. So for remembering purpose, I am writing this integration again. H by 2 take outside the common. Within the inside, you just see y0 appear only once. Okay. And yn appears only once. So I am writing y0 and yn only once. And inside you just see y1 appears 2 times. Y1 appears, y1 here, y1 here. Similarly, y2 is here. In next term also y2 we will get. Similarly, yn minus 1 here. Previous term also having the yn minus 1. So remaining all terms having 2 times. So inside all y ordinates are 2 times. So that is y1, y2 up to yn minus 1. So that is basically final or composite rule of trapezium. Logically, you are doing actually, you do have this integration. N points, you suppose one point is here, another point is here, another point is here, another point is here. In that way, n plus 1 points you do have. With passing through this n plus 1 points, you do have a curve looks like this type of curve. And area under this curve, along with the two y ordinates and x axis, that area is exactly equals to what you are doing actually in every subinterval. In this subinterval, you are joining these two lines, you are calculating a trapezium area. In this interval also you are calculating a trapezium area. In this interval also you are calculating a trapezium area. Step by step in every subinterval you are calculating a trapezium area of a trapezium and adding them. And final value you are thinking this is the approximate result. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you just tell me what is this value with the help of trapezoidal rule for this question. You know original value is this, but what is the approximate value you are getting? That is, you just tell me. Actually, original curve is passing through this point is suppose looks like y equals to x square means parabola. But what you are doing in every 2 points, mean every subinterval, you are joining a straight line, a small straight line, and under that straight line, what is the trapezium built? That area step by step you are calculating and adding. So your area using the trapezium, obviously you will get little approximate value, not exactly this value, isn't it? Logic is clear?
Yes, sir.
What is the age by 2? What is the age in this data sets?
Sir, 1/6.
1/6. 1/6 age by 2. Inside first point plus last point of y ordinates, y0 plus y1 plus 2 into intermediate y ordinates. In that way, just remember, okay. Intermediate y ordinates means y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. Means 1/6 square, 2/6 square, 3/6 square, 4/6 square, and 5/6 square. Okay. Can you tell me the value? 1/12 within the bracket 0 plus 1, 1 plus 2 into inside this calculation. Means 1/12, 0 plus 1, 1 plus 2 into, okay, below it is 36. Inside is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. Means 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16 plus 25. What is this value is coming? Quickly tell me. Somebody you just do the calculation and tell me. Is it exactly coming along with this or something different? 0.3 or something different you are getting?
So yes, sir. 0.3379 something.
3.
0.3379. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you are not getting exactly 0.3333 like that. Okay. Little bit difference you are getting. So that is why this is the approximate numerical integration value. Are you getting the idea?
Yes,
What
sir.
I told?
Yes, sir.
Now quickly you just tell me one question I am writing here. Find the distance covered by a particle whose velocity profile with respect to time t is given below. Suppose t is basically suppose second, and v velocity profile suppose meter. At every time you are measuring the velocity, so at originally its velocity was suppose 4. At 2 seconds later its velocity 6. 4 seconds later its velocity 16. And 6 seconds later it is suppose 34. 8 seconds later it is 60. And 10 seconds later it is 94 suppose. 12 seconds later it is 136. Okay. That is the question. Up to this much. How many points is given to here? It is actually example is I am creating for 7 points means 6 interval. There is also a logic, but in the every question it will be decided to you. Space length or number of sub interval, it will be decided to you. You will get more points sometimes. But logic you have to remember this formula. Okay, composite formula. Okay. Now actually in this question, what you have to do?
So we have to apply the same method.
You have to calculate 0 to 12 second. In 0 to origin up to 12 second, velocity you have to do integrate, isn't it? So you just see v is a function of time that is not given to you. That continuous function is not given to you. So how will do this integration? You have to obviously use that numerical integration process because you know the v value at some discrete point. You don't have the data of continuous function mathematically. So that time, whatever the distance you will calculate, that will be the approximate in this method, better approximate in this method. Okay. So what will be this? Direct answer I am writing. If you can able to remember or recall this formula, you just try to remember this. Okay. Outside h by 2 within the
So 560
bracket
meter.
first point plus last point plus 2 into intermediate y points. Within the bracket, all are y ordinates. So h by 2. What is h here?
2, sir.
2 by 2 within the bracket first point plus last point means 4 plus 136, isn't it? Plus 2 into intermediate y ordinates means remaining all y. 6 plus 16 plus 34 plus 60 plus 94. Okay, that is your answer.
560 we are getting, sir.
So you are getting 560 meter.
Yes, sir.
After 12 seconds later, your particle will reach up to 560 meter. That is the answer. So if you will understand nicely how it is easy, you just try to rearrange everything. Okay. And another things, very important things I would like to mention here. This is actually original trapezoidal rule. And how this composite trapezoidal rule is built
So we
step by step in every interval by adding the trapezoidal rule, simple trapezoidal rule. In every some interval you are adding. So that addition work, when you will write the program, that addition work you have to do within a loop. And simple formula, this formula within the loop you have to use such that loop will calculate all the addition and that composite rule automatically build and it will give you the answer after completion of that loop. Is it clear? So within the loop, you have to use that simple formula. And when you will solve the theoretical problem, you have to remember this. What is the composite loop? You got my point? Means
Yes, sir.
logic is suppose just try to I am writing for suppose writing for n plus 1 points or n interval. Loop is suppose 4 I equals to 0. I less than n, I plus plus, and suppose trapezoidal sum or trapezoidal output T trapezoidal sum equals to 0 initially I am considering, and within this loop T sum equals to T sum plus this formula trapezoidal rule means h by 2 yi plus 1. Okay, if I will consider I0, what will be? It will be T
Y0
T
plus
sum will be
Y.
0 plus h by 2 y0 plus y1. Then I1. Then what is the value we will get? After that h by 2 y1 plus y2. So that every term, step by step term will be added, and after this completion of this loop, it will build the what is the total answer you will get, that is you will get. Okay. So when you will write the program, you will use this formula within the loop. Automatically composite rule after the completion of the loop will be built and you will get the answer. And when you will solve the theory question, try to remember in this way. Outside h by 2 within the bracket first point plus last point plus 2 into intermediate points. Logic is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So n equals to 1 means 0 to 1, only 2 points or 1 interval. Same case I will discuss here for n equals to 2. N equals to 2 means 0 to 2. In between you do have 1 point also. So n equals to 2 means case is 0, 1, 2. Means 0 to 2. Means 2 interval or 3 points. 2 interval or 3 points. What is the formula I will get here? That is known as the Simpson one-third rule. Same type of discussion or procedure I am following here. If I do have x value and y value, 3 points, suppose x0, x1 and x2. All values are equally spaced. Means x1 minus x0 each, x2 minus x1 each, corresponding y value y0, y1, y2. And with the help of these 3 points, means 2 interval, you have to calculate y dx, means from x0 to last point, x0 to x2. And that will build you the simple Simpson one-third rule. And in the same way, step by step, using two intervals, at the last we will get the composite rule here also. Last bit. Hello. একটু পরে ফোন করছি না, ক্লাসে আছে। হ্যালো।
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, you just transfer this with the help of 3 points. Transfer this in terms of u. Your approximate polynomial will be y0 plus u del y0, and another difference I can able to here del y0, that is del square del y1, here is del square y0. So these 3 terms you will use in the forward interpolation. So y0 u minus 1 by factorial 2 means 2 del square y0, isn't it? This value you have to take here, where u is x minus x0 by h. That is the Newton forward interpolation, isn't it? So that value I will use here. So y0 u del y0 u minus 1 by factorial 2 means 2 del square y0. And what is the dx in terms of du? Dx will be h du. That h I am considering outside du. Okay. And what is the lower limit of u? In terms of u, you have to write, because x is transformed by u. So what will be the lower limit in terms of u? x0, then what is the u? 0. x2, x2, then what is the limit of u? x2 minus x0 means 2h, isn't it?
Sir, can you please repeat it?
Okay, these are equally spaced. So x1 is x0 plus h, x1 is x0 plus h,
Yes, sir.
x2 is x1 plus h, or x0 plus 2h, x1 plus h, or x0 plus 2h. Like that, xn, you know, xn equals to x0 plus nh. If
Yes,
for
sir.
the equispace arguments, so x2 is, if I will put here in place of x, x2, x2 minus x0 by h, x2 minus x0 means 2h, x2 is x0 plus 2h, that is x2, x2
Yes,
minus
sir.
x0 is 2h, 2h by h is h cancels, so it is 2.
2. Yes, sir.
After doing this calculation, you just with the help of u, you have to do this integration. So y0 u plus u square by 2. You just write down, because here I don't need the differences value, I need simply y ordinate. So you just write down del y0 in terms of y1 minus y0. And what is this integration with respect to u? U square minus u means u cube by 3 minus
X3.
u square by 2 by 2. And what is the del square y0? That is y2 minus 2y1 plus y0. Actually, in overall, outside h, in overall this, you have to put the u value. These are the u actually. These are the u. Don't think h. Okay. You have to put the limit 0 to 2. If you will do this calculation, you just do it. In place of upper limit 2, in place of u, upper limit 2, lower limit 0, it will give you is 2y0. So 2 square by 2 means 2y1 minus y0. And this is 8 by 3 minus 4 by 2. 8 by 3 minus 4 by 2 means 2 by again below 2. And that is del square y0 I have written in ordinates. y2 minus 2y1 plus y0. y2 minus 2y1 plus y0. So try to do this rearrangement and take common h outside actually. That 3 outside, it will be give you h by 3, and inside value will be y0 plus 4y1 plus y2. Okay, so if 3 points is given to you, y0, y1 and y2, multiply outside h by 3, inside value will be rearrange y ordinates by y0 plus 4 into y1 plus y2. That is the Simpson one-third rule. Simple rule. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now here is also you do have lots of interval. Obviously, number of sub intervals should be even because 2 interval if you will select for Simpson one-third rule, so number of sub intervals should be even. Otherwise, some point will be excess, or maybe 1 point will be scarcity of 1 point will arise. Then lots of error you will get. Okay. So try to divide in the question. It will be given to you even number of sub interval to use this method. Otherwise, you have to create even number of sub interval if it is not given to you in the question, such that you will not get too much error. Why? Because you do have lots of points. Suppose x0, x1, x2, x3, x4 up to xn. Here is xn minus 1. Here is xn minus 2. That is x0, x1, x2. In that way, you do have the points. Corresponding y values are there. Here, here, here. In that way, values are there. So what you are doing in these two interval, you are using this simple subinterval, this rule. Again, in this subinterval, you are using this simple Simpson one-third rule. Again, in next two subinterval, you will use Simpson one-third rule. So actually, you are using pairwise subinterval, two subintervals, isn't it? So number of subintervals should be even. Should be even. If number of subinterval will be odd, then after using two subinterval, suppose this n number of subinterval is odd. After using two subinterval, suppose you are using here last two subinterval, then one interval you are not selecting. So basically, your area calculation was up to this much, but simply you are calculating up to this much. So you will get more error, bigger error. So your process is doing. Your process is wrong actually. Not wrong, actually you are creating lots of error. So that is not good idea. Your target should be, error should be minimum. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now, suppose you do have n plus 1 points. As like a composite rule we have built here. Here is also you just try to build composite rule for n plus 1 points or n sub interval. N is suppose even. What is the composite rule? Suppose x0 to xn, and you have to use Simpson one-third rule. Then what I am doing actually, this is exactly equals x0 to x2 y dx, x2 to x4 y dx means in between there is a point x0 to x2, there is a point x1, x2 to x4, there is a point x3, like that. Okay, so last interval also xn minus 2 to xn y dx, and in every 2 to interval means in every integration I will use Simpson 1/3 rule. So that is will be h by 3. What will be this value? X0 to x2, that is we have calculated x0 to x2, h by 3, y0 plus 4, y0 4,
y0 plus 4 y2
4 y1 plus y2.
plus, yes,
In this, for this integration value, outside h by 3, inside
x2
y ordinates. Y ordinates at x2 means y2
y2
plus
plus
in
4
between ordinates 4 into in between ordinates means
4 y3
plus 4.
plus 4 y.
Very good. You are understanding. Last value just tell me h by 3.
H by 3 x n minus 2 n minus 2.
Not that is not x. You have to consider within the bracket y ordinates. Y n minus 2.
Y n minus 2 plus 4
into y n minus 1.
Y n minus 1 plus
y n minus 2. Sorry, n.
Y n, yes.
Okay. Actually, that work within the loop you will use simple these things, and loop will keep continue step by step. Increment you just do put increment 2. Suppose 4 equals I equals to 0. I less than n minus 1. Suppose I am writing here I plus I plus or I plus 2 is 2 to interval, it is increment. And S sum I am considering S sum equals to 0. S sum means Simpson 1/3 rule output, and within the loop S sum equals to S sum plus formula. This formula means h by 3 yi plus 4 yi plus 1 plus yi plus 2. Okay, and for loop will complete. After the completion of this loop, you will get a sum output, that is the composite rule output, means overall integration value. And for theory purpose, for remembering purpose, what you have to remember this formula: h by 3 take common outside, inside y0 and y1 yn appears only one, so y0 yn first value plus last value, like trapezoidal rule. Okay, 4 into intermediate all odd y values in subscript, which are odd means y1 y3 y5. Okay, in that way these odd values y1 y3 y5 y7 like that, yn minus 1. 4 into intermediate odd y ordinates, sum of odd y ordinates, plus 2 into intermediate, this y2 appears 2 times, 1 1. y4 is here, in next term also y4 will be there. Okay, so 2 into intermediate y ordinates, that even sum means y2 y4 y6, in that way yn minus 2, and yn first value and last value we have taken initially. Okay, this is for remembering purpose, how to remember the composite rule.
So this will generate less error. This method will.
Obviously, n will increase the n number of subintervals. Logic is in trapezoidal rule. Suppose in this interval, with the help of in this subinterval, what I am doing with the help of these 3 points. ट्रापीजोइडल रूल में क्या कर रहे थे बाबू, ये 2 पॉइंट को ऐड करके एक ट्रापीजियम बना रहे थे, इस 2 पॉइंट को ऐड करके एक ट्रापीजियम बना रहे हैं. लेकिन in this method, using these 3 points, what we are doing here? We are approximating a parabola. that parabola will be more accurate along with the given nonlinear curve if it is suppose exists. So you are creating a nonlinear curve with the help of 3 points. You are creating a parabola that will be try to adjust more along with the original curve, and obviously you will get less error. Besides that, creating lots number of sub-interval also you will give you less error, means you will get better result. Number of sub-interval जितना बढ़ाओगे उतना better accurate result मिलेगा, whatever the method you will use. But from in comparison trapezoidal to Simpson one-third rule will give you better result. उसमें हम लोग स्ट्रेट लाइन बना बना के जोड़ रहे थे, इसमें एक पैराबोला बना बना के जोड़ रहे हैं. Logic is simply that in rough word.
Okay, sir.
Composite of Simpson. So this formula also I think you can able to remember. That is you have to remember to solve the problem. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So outside is by 3 multiply, inside you rearrange the y ordinates. So whatever the given practical example is given to you, try to rename all the y value, y ordinates as y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6. In this way, you just try to rename in your better understanding, for your better understanding. If you will rename in this way, then you may able to use or remember this formula easily. You just try to think about this formula once. I am giving you the answer there. What will be? Outside you just Simpson one-third rule output I am writing, suppose. Its answer will be, same answer will be outside h by 3 means h2 2 by 3 inside first point plus last point plus 2 into intermediate even points means y2 y4 plus 4 into intermediate odd points y1 y3 y5. That is the formula, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So in that way, just try to get the answer. In Simpson one-third rule also you will get what is the value, that is you may able to write. That is, I think you will not get exact along with this, but you will get some different, but obviously that will be better. Okay, up to this much, I think we are running out of time. Today your class is over.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you are welcome. So we are ending the meeting. Okay.